friends, guests, and adventurers of all ages. Tonight's show is for the brave, the fearless, and the dangerously curious. Witness feats of strength, daring acrobatics, and mystifying magic. Get ready to have the most astounding night of your life. Welcome to the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Welcome to Roll for Combat, 3-Ring Adventure.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat 3-Ring Adventure. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the gang has some healing, they've rested a bit, so they decide to follow up on the rest of their town investigations this week. So one thing I want to mention is that if you notice the show title of each episode, we spend quite a bit of time trying to come up with a show title that reflects the episode, and we usually try to be kind of fun with it. One thing I do is that while I'm listening to the episode is I write down titles and come up with one that might be appropriate, then I ask other people in the show if what they think, and then we come up with a final title. For the first time ever, I actually wrote down a title that I liked a lot, and I even made the cards for it. And then, at the very end of the episode, something happens, and it becomes Brawls and Bacon, so we changed the name of the episode title, which I never, ever have done before in something like 3 years. The original title was actually Kalaktu Rakto Necto. I don't know if people know what that's from. If you're a geek or have any life whatsoever or no life, you will know exactly what that's from. It's actually very famous. It's in many, many movies, not just Evil Dead. But that was changed to Brawls and Bacon, which you will have to listen to the whole episode, and it comes all the way at the end, but trust me, it is worth it. It is really funny when it comes up. I also find it really kind of discerning listening to Hap in all these episodes because she is playing a 15-year-old girl and I have a 15-year-old daughter. So half the time when she is talking to her, quote, father, that is the professor, I feel like I'm having a heart-to-heart talk with my very own daughter. Although instead of talking about schoolwork, we're talking about monsters and killing monsters and fire and things like that. It is quite fascinating to sort of go into dad role as a GM. I really have never had to do that before, and it's a refreshing take. I will say that these type of things really don't come up when I GM, where I have to sort of play the dad to a PC. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Something else I do want to also mention is that if you notice, there's been a real breakneck pace, but the adventure is starting to slow down. You're going to see a lot more character development, get a better feel for all these characters, understand them more. So that is actually, we're aware of that, and we're making sure that you aren't just listening to endless fighting over and over again, that you start getting into their detailed backgrounds. And each character has pages of background and secrets to share. And one thing is that since this is an adventure path, we're going much slower on sharing those secrets than, say, Plaguestone, where they were going at light speed since it was only for 3 levels, and that was it. They're already up to level 3. They're as far in this adventure as they were at the end of Plaguestone, and we're not even like halfway done with book number 1. So just give you an idea of how much more they have to go. So we don't want to give you everything all at once. But things are going to start developing, and things are going to start moving forward very, very soon. And with that, let's get to some quick show notes. First of all, do check out PaizoCon. We are going to be doing a Tales from the Black Lodge with Eric Mona as our special guest during the Twitch stream. Be on the lookout for that schedule any day now, but we will be on there with the Black Lodge gang. There wasn't really enough room for Black Lodge and 3-Ring Adventure, so we decided to do Black Lodge because those are standalone, and 3-Ring Adventure, well, it isn't. So there you go. That's why. However, if you do want to listen and see us live, you can. If you become a $10 Patreon, we have been doing lots of cool things. We have overlays now. You can see us with video. You can see the battle map. You can listen to us BS before and after, ask us questions, help us test things. You name it, we got it. So be on the lookout for that if you want. Just become a $10 Patreon and you can watch the show live, or $5 and you get everything a little bit beforehand. And of course, if you go higher than that, you could even join us and play games with us if you want. Also, don't forget about RPG Superstar. I recently upped it so you can submit up to 3 monsters at a time. I was always kind of planning on doing that anyhow, but now you can submit 3. You have a couple more weeks, and there'll be thousands upon thousands of dollars of prizes. And that's right, you can win more than once. It is anonymous when the judges look at each monster entry, so they have no idea. So you can win once, twice, or 3 times. That is right. And then finally, don't forget our Discord channel where you can talk to us, chat, talk about each episode, whatever you want, and more importantly, play thousands upon thousands, or rather hundreds upon hundreds of role-playing games. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com and you too can join in on the fun. But with that, let's get to this week's 3-Ring Adventure. Last we left off, a lot has happened. You were asked by the mayor to help out the town. But before you wanted to help out the town, you were told to go to the church and get some healing. And then when you went to the church, you ended up fighting demon after demon after demon after demon after demon. And now, what feels like ages ago, it is still like lunchtime and morning. And you still haven't even gotten to what the original request was for the mayor to help out the town, because you couldn't even get healed without almost dying because there's stuff going on. So to combat the healing, you decided to wise up and buy lots and lots of healing. What did you buy, in fact?
Well, we were originally going to get 8 potions of healing, and then I said, wait a minute, hold on, I have an idea.
Lauren Sig is playing Hap, the Starlight Sparrow, a human fire elementalist sorcerer.
What if instead we got 4 potions of healing that our marshals can hold on to, and then myself and Otron can hold on to 2 scrolls of healing each, which does just a little bit more than a potion, but for the same price.
But Hap actually has 5 scrolls of healing, of which she will never, ever use.
That's true.
Oh my gosh.
Unless someone takes them off her body.
Rob Pontius is playing Otteron, Uncanny Otteron's Cauldron of Curious Concoctions, a human witch of curses.
That's also true.
You need to use your resources or we all die.
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Alhara Varys, the amazingly agile Alhara, a half-elf gymnast swashbuckler.
I know, but I'm always afraid that, this isn't the fight to waste them on. The next one's going to be harder. I'm always afraid
We need to
of that.
survive this fight so we can get to the next fight.
Harder
We're not in
than
a fight
yesterday.
right now. Yeah. Well, we didn't know that the demon was that hoss. And in my defense, when the demon ran up and just slapped Darius in half, did I not put a heal on him? I did.
You did.
Yep, but I need to start using them from my scrolls instead of from my spell slots, because then that left me without. Well, then again, though, my level 1 damages aren't really that great anyway. I've got Burning Hands. It'll get there, though.
Now we have enough healing
Even at 1
that
level.
you can use it a lot. I feel that you have
Yeah.
a manila folder full of scrolls.
Rob Tremarco is playing Darius Varys, Darius's Daring Destructions, a half-elf monk of the mountain style.
You know those accordion folders? You have one of those, and there's a lot of scrolls in it.
What I've done is I've got like a quiver from someone, and instead of arrows, I put scrolls in it.
Yeah, it's like a Rolodex, but for scrolls. A Scrollodex.
A Scrollodex.
Yeah, well, maybe you could bind all the scrolls on one side and be able to maybe put a cover to protect them. You'd probably need a back cover then too. What would we call that?
Well, I'm gonna laminate them. That way they can survive the rain.
That's great.
So one thing we did talk about is you were talking about transferring the +1 rune from the crossbow to Darius's hand wraps, but we forgot something.
With a sickle.
Or the sickle.
No one's using the sickle, yeah.
Yeah, the sickle. Something like that. But you actually need magical crafting to even transfer anything magical, because it is still a craft check, but it's a very simple craft check, and no one has or can get magical crafting yet. So your options are that I don't know what your options are. I guess you can go into town and see if someone can do it for you, and it only takes a day. It's not very expensive. I mean, the basis, as long as they successfully do it, is 3.5 gold to do the transfer. So maybe you can find someone, or you can wait to level whatever until you get it, or I don't know what you do. I guess you could buy those rune stones and then those do it, I presume.
I think
how it
Atron
works?
would still want to buy the components and necessary materials in order to do it, as they're learning.
We can wait. No rush on it.
Okay. It's fine by me.
So I think that's all we're buying, unless someone else has something they need. Oh,
Yeah, as
and
a primary caster, I don't really need anything else.
based on what we sold and what we bought, everyone gets 1 gold piece. So if you haven't already added it, add it now.
Ooh, shiny.
Okay, so you spend the morning fighting demons and the afternoon shopping. Now what?
Back
I know.
to camp.
Yeah, it's time to do a little rest and relaxation. Actually, now that I feel better, I think I'm going to go on a jog.
Are we sure we need magic crafting? Sorry to interrupt. Because I'm looking in the rules for transfer, and I don't see anywhere that says you need magical crafting. That just gives you 4 formulas of magic items.
No, that's you need the craft check, and a rune has the subheading of magical, and you can't use magical crafting unless you have the magical trait. So, from what I read, if you look at it, is that a rune is magical. You have to make a craft check, and craft is good for things like making weapons and armor, but anything that has the magical, you can't do. The same way, if it has the alchemical or the snare trait, you can't do it unless you have those feats.
Yeah, it was really my confusion. My apologies. And I should have brought it up because at first I didn't think about it because I read the same thing and didn't see it noted there. So I assumed Otteron can craft magical potions and craft alchemy, but not yet all magical items.
This
Yeah.
is probably worth fussing at someone until they give us some really solid clarification, you know?
I guarantee. I mean, I can ask Paizo, but
Oh, I
guarantee-
believe
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Technically,
It's
it's
a
under runes, and to make runes,
Yeah.
you need magical crafting.
Right.
So it kind of
Yeah.
follows suit that the transfer would too.
It's not that complex because there's
Yeah.
snare crafting, alchemical crafting, magical crafting, and then like regular crafting, and each of them requires a different specialty. Like everyone starts off with regular crafting, but actually that's not true. You can take alchemical crafting and then not just do crafting.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but you kind of always need to do regular crafting before you get to magical crafting. Same thing with snares. No one's done that, but you could in fact just do snares without ever crafting. So.
Otteron is very crafty.
So you head back to camp, and the camp appears to be resting after the night of insanity and recovering from poisons. So, what do you do?
Hap, do you need to rest? Otherwise, I would like to test this scroll use, but obviously we don't want to actually use it up. So I'm
What
not
I
sure
need
what you
is
want
some
to do.
lunch. I mean,
Oh,
I
yes.
feel pretty healthy. I'm kind of hungry, but I definitely know that my tank is empty. If we need any other big flashy stuff, my blood is too tired.
We should
I
eat.
understand.
Eat and rest. We have had let's call it a day.
Otteron's gonna start walking kind of south of camp along the edge of the woods.
I'm gonna come grab your hand.
Towards the cockatrice area?
No.
Are you looking for more angry chickens?
So Otteron would
Please-
turn back
please
as
no.
Hap takes their hand.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? We're gonna go sit by the campfire and eat. Come on. And I'm gonna attempt to lead you to the campfire.
I have things I need to prepare magically, so I will do that in privacy, but then I will join you.
Okay, don't take too long. And
Of
she
course.
just runs off to the campfire.
Yeah, so Otteron's heading to like the northern part of the forest, a little ways north of where we fought the Mephits.
Okay.
They're gonna take out a few candles, set up and review some of their components, and they're gonna confer with Chilagosh as they're kind of reviewing their magical capabilities and reviewing of some things they're trying to develop, whispering to Chilagosh as they do so.
Who's a pretty bird? Who's a pretty bird? You are. That's what you're whispering, isn't it?
Let me know if you come listen in.
So, to speed things up, what do you wish to do in terms of you are sick, Darius is still slowed, some people have hit points down. I don't know if you have simple, I guess you guys can just treat wounds until you're fully healed. No one has lay on hands or anything that you can just spam quickly and easily. So,
Right.
Yep. That wasn't really a question. That was more like,
Oh,
what do you want to do? And then in terms of if you want to rush along, because we can either, let's see.
So it was a question.
Well, it was a question. But my question is, how do you want to handle this in terms of you have plenty of time. You can also, even if you're going to put on another show, you can also do some anticipation, stuff like that.
well,
It's up to you guys.
I think that we'd really like to try to put on a show this week, as long as enough of us are healthy. And since Darius and I both got magically healed, we should be up for it. I think it's about time to sort of just check in with the other acts, see who's sort of feeling out of it and not up to it this week, so we can start putting together a schedule for Sunday's big performance. And until then, we can take a couple days and promote the circus and let people know that we're still going to be out there.
Sure. Since you have a prestige of 5 now, there's a few things you can do. You can get upgrades. You can actually buy a permanent upgrade of acoustics for 30 gold pieces, which would give you a +1 bonus on trick checks with the musical trait. And you can also get the band leader role, which is a new role. You can also buy a safety net for 20 gold at any time that you want. And the safety net, I presume, makes it less dangerous for some specific tricks. You could also buy bleachers. That's 50 gold. I don't think you have that much.
Not quite. We have 42.
42. Spotlights you can get for 40 gold. Spotlights give you a +1 increase in the circus's prestige. That's a permanent upgrade.
Ooh.
Yes. And in addition, you can choose the lighting role during the circus shows, which is another role that can be taken. You could also increase the tent size to big for 40 gold, and that will increases the maximum anticipation to 50. So right now, I believe your maximum anticipation is 20. So you
we don't really want to raise that cap at the moment.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. So that's okay. You can also get watermarked tickets for, you have 50. That's 50 gold, so you can't do that. You can buy beer as a temporary upgrade, and beer generates an additional 2d6 anticipation for the next show, and tricks with the audience trait get a +2 bonus. Wow. However, the Heckler's event can be triggered automatically because people get drunk. You know that for a fact. And for 15 gold, now these are temporary upgrades, which means you have to buy these each time. You can get confections, and that will give you an additional 2d6 excitement at the start of the show. And you can also buy merchandise basic. And with basic merchandise, the circus retains 25% of its final anticipation rounded down. So,
Oh, that's cool. We can sell t-shirts.
yeah. Oh, you can even... Oh, you can't do that yet. So, let's see. So, you can get acoustics as a permanent upgrade. You can get a safety net as a permanent upgrade.
Don't we already have a safety net?
Nope.
There's a net, but it's not a safety net.
Oh, okay.
With the safety net, the DC of the flat checks to determine if a performer comes injured decreases to 10. And then with padded floors, it actually goes to 5. So that padded floors you're not going to get for a while. So right now the DC is like a 15. So that's a big deal. So if someone gets injured, they just can't perform for 1 to 2 weeks at the minimum. So you could also get, with your prestige, you get spotlights for 40 gold. You can get the big tent expansion for 40 gold, which you probably don't want to do. And then the temporary upgrades, you don't have to decide on those right now. You can do those whenever you want. That's 5 gold for beer, 15 gold for confections, and 20 gold for basic merchandise.
Am I the only one that thinks confections is a no-brainer?
Yeah,
Well,
that's excitement, right? That sounds.
it is.
Yeah, that's
but
what we're trying to get.
But the goal is to get your excitement to meet your anticipation. Right now we have 0 anticipation, which is why we should probably, spend a couple days hyping up the circus while we wait for the mayor person to return, because it
And
was
then
going to be
see
a
if
day
you
out and
wanna
a day
buy
back
some.
anyway. Yeah, and then
Okay.
and then see where we're at.
Okay. Yeah, but since we have 5 prestige, doesn't that do something to us? Doesn't that mean like our anticipation? What does that do? What does 5 prestige mean?
It does a couple things. It opens up new options for upgrades for our circus. And other than that, it will change the amount of money that we can make, actually. So that's pretty cool. Now, there might be some role-playing differences, like Steven was saying before. Now that we've put on such a great show and we're like really prestigious all of a sudden, it could attract unwanted attention faster, things like that.
Yeah, I thought there was some like obvious downside to having that much prestige this early.
I think the idea is that from a roleplay standpoint, people expect more, but I don't think it changes the math at all in terms of what we have to get.
Well, that's all I wondered about is the math. I thought the math changed.
Math doesn't change directly. The prestige is almost like the level of the circus in a way, if you want to think of it that way. So before
Okay.
you were level 1 circus, now you're level 5 circus. There is one issue, is that prestige can only grow so much depending upon the size of the town you're in. So that's something else which makes it difficult for you, is you can only get so much prestige in a small town. And the only way to get better and higher prestige is to go to bigger towns and bigger venues. So you would have to continuously move on because, you can only get so famous in a town with 1,000 people.
From a meta standpoint, I would like to hit level 3 before the next show, so we have just a little bit better math on our side.
That's up
So-
to you.
So we got to do some adventuring.
Well, the way it works is that when you promote the circus, you spend 2 consecutive days generating anticipation, and you attempt a society check, and the DC is approximate to your party's level. So if you do that, you can get anticipation equal twice the sum of your level plus your charisma modifier, HAP.
Yeah.
with a minimum of 2. So even if you have no charisma, you could still get 2 charisma at the bare minimum, and that's a fair amount of prestige. So you can, that's a fair amount of anticipation. So anticipation equals twice the sum of your level. So right now, what's that? 4 plus 2, so 6. So no matter what, you can get 6 anticipation. Well, that's a critical success. Sorry. A regular success is your level plus your charisma modifier minimum of 1. A failure is just 1 anticipation. A critical failure is no anticipation. You can also buy advertisements, which will automatically give you anticipation. Like you can get just 1 gold, and that will give you 1 anticipation. 5 gold will get you 2. 20 gold will get you 4, and so forth. So
That's not a bad idea.
now, the anticipation, the way it works, is the anticipation only lasts for a week. So you don't have to decide. Like, you can wait like 4 days and rest up, and then start the clock the first day you get anticipation. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it. So anticipation only lasts for 1 week, because after a while, people are like, "Oh, when's the show going on? Oh, it's not going to be for 2 weeks." They're not excited about it.
And
Right.
last time we had 20 anticipation.
You had 15 and it got up to 20. And
Oh,
I believe
okay.
the max you can get is 20. You can't go above 20 at your level because of the size of your tent.
So should we aim for 15 again, or should we aim for 20?
I mean, that's the maximum, but if you remember, it went up during the show based on things that happened. I
Yeah.
think it's, and our payout is based on how much anticipation we get, assuming that we can meet it with as much excitement. So the more anticipation we get, the higher the reward, but also the harder it is, and the more pressure is on us during the show. I
So
would
we'll
say,
aim for 15.
yeah, like 10 to 15 is probably a good starting amount.
Okay.
Because if you do critical successes, don't forget, that gave you excitement and anticipation. And you couldn't really control that because it's one of those, oh, great, I critically successed. Uh-oh. You sort of keep rising the anticipation. And there's random events that can happen. It's not easy to gauge. Like, you should probably, and just from a meta point of view, aim, don't aim for like 5, aim for 10 to 15 is probably a good number.
Yeah.
Things will just randomly happen to make it go higher or lower. It could go up a lot or a little too. So, the thing is, there is a cap. So it'll never go above 20.
And I am trained in society. Like, I can try, and I have the charisma to make it work, but I don't have a bonus to intelligence, so my society check is only 4. But I can try. I can do my best.
There we go. Right. So anticipation only lasts 1 week, meaning you have 6 days leading up to a show to build anticipation. It resets to 0 after each show or 6 days after the first anticipation is generated.
Steve, could we come up with like unique ideas that aren't presented in those rules and get something for it?
Yeah, if you come up with it ahead of time. I don't know if I want to do it on the fly.
Okay.
But, it would have to basically fit within these same rules, but sure.
Because what I'm thinking of is we just, saved the temple. Like, we could use that to our advantage. Our advertisements could be like focused on that. Come see the circus troupe that saved your temple or something,
Yeah, that might backfire because people don't want to know about demons in their backyard.
Oh, I see.
We're not going to be promoting yet, though, right? Because the very next day we're going to go to someplace.
Yeah. So, all right, what are we going to do? What do we want to do today? I know that a little bit of roleplay does need to happen today. What else do we
We were
need
talking
to
about
do
the rest
today?
of the day, like resting, recuperating, etc.
Oh,
and then
selling stuff?
yeah, which we did.
Okay.
And then going back and resting, and we're talking about going to some of those other places we'd heard about tomorrow, including
that sounds
the
good.
orchard and something else.
Was it the sawmill or something?
If you click on Circus Party items and look underneath Ateron, he has this highly detailed map with some very specific things highlighted on there.
I was close. It was a mill. I thought it
Yep.
was a sawmill.
Oh, mill's a mill. You've seen one mill, saw or otherwise.
It's the Hofton Mill, so sawmill sounds pretty normal.
Yeah, so
I
I
guess
think
we could
we'll
go milling
to
around up
orchard
there.
first. Oh,
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Well-
Mm,
Okay, well, first things
Boo.
first, I think we're going to
Boo.
rest.
Boo.
let's rest.
Rest
Let's
first.
and
Rest.
eat some barbecue.
All right, everyone rests up, eats some barbecue. The bear comes out, hangs out with Hap. Everyone's feeling a lot better by nighttime. Let's see if Darius can make the fort save. Or is he going to be slowed into 2021? Let's find out.
I mean, I do love my little snail icon much more than I did before.
Do we
So
even
it
know
won't
what
be
it's like
terrible.
not to be? You all have a hero point. I gave everyone a hero point. You might want to start. You might have to use it for this roll if you fail again.
Oh, I'm definitely going to use all the hero points I possibly can.
Yes, because
All right, hold on.
load is getting old. Even
This is
for
getting
me,
old. Yes.
even for me, it's getting old.
Okay, it's a fortitude save. I'm now clicking on the button. My finger is lightly touching the mouse button. Here we go.
I don't feel good about this.
Wait, let me wait.
Yeah.
Praise
Are
Abaddon.
you willing? Are you willing the dice to give you a good save?
I'm waiting for some sort of quantum event to happen.
Divine inspiration.
Oh, look at that!
ow!
Look at that!
Yes!
24. 20.
Is that enough? If it's not,
Roll 17.
And the DC is 25. I'm sorry.
I know. Is it so? Oh,
I
no.
could have given you guidance.
The snail is gone. He feels.
Oh, we did
he
it.
Feels fast
Whew.
once again.
Goodbye, goodbye, Slowy.
Goodbye, Sluggy. You're
Sluggy
like
the snail.
now. The funny thing is, it's only been like 1 day since that happened, but it feels.
Has it been? It feels like 3 years.
I mean, it feels like 3 years. It does. It feels like 3 years that you've been slowed by the cockatrice, but nope. it's not been that long. Wow. Everyone's healed. I can't believe it. No one has poison. No one is slowed. The camp is all healed up too, I believe. What is going on? It's another day in the neighborhood. It's a new day in the big top.
Well, before we turn the page on this night, I think that we need to do some some treat wounds checks, and I need to teach Ataran how to use a healing scroll.
Alhara is, when she gets back, she does like a several laps around the circus tent. Get her, heart racing, blood pumping, feeling alive again, feeling good.
Her juice is flowing.
I mean, she's probably pretty sweaty. I'm kidding. So when she's done, there's this sort of like pool. There's this like stream and then a pool of water near the tent. And she goes to sort of wash up her hands and face. And that's when she sort of sees her reflection again in the pool and just immediately like starts to just like break down. She just falls to her knees and just waits there for a moment and sobs.
Well, if you're at the pool close to the tent, like that's on the other side of the campfire where we're sitting.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You still have a -4 to your charisma due to the demon slashes. I forgot about that. So you're not completely healed up.
Yeah, I did not.
Hey, Darius, I think you should go talk to Alhara.
Let me see what's happening. Darius will go and he'll put his hand on her back and kneel down with her next to the water, and like he has like a clean washcloth, and he'll help clean her face.
Thanks.
It'll heal up. This isn't one of those things that sticks around. Looks like.
I know that's what that priest said, but I've never been a vain person until I have this staring back at me.
Well, give it some time. It will fade. I guess this is part of our new job now. We're in danger more often, not just from high wire acts, but from whatever craziness is going around on this island.
Yeah, I mean, no one else is taking care of it.
No, it looks like it's up to us.
Can I ask you a question that might be embarrassing for you?
Of course.
You tend to date a lot. Do you think someone could find me attractive, even like this?
I think not only is that possible, but the element of danger is very sexy, and having scars makes you dangerous.
Yeah, maybe for boys.
I've dated my share of women who have had very impressive scars, and it's definitely it's a primal thing, and I'm a proponent of it. So do not count yourself out.
Maybe I'll just stay away for a week or so and let all this heal up.
Yeah, I mean, this is about you. This isn't about everybody else. You do what you must to feel good about yourself. I will help you do this. I see you in a much different light than passersby or our friends. From the outside, we love you, and you're the same person. You could have just one eye and spiders constantly emanating from your mouth. I would still love you the same. See,
That's
it could be
so gross.
It could be so much worse. You just have a few cool scars.
You see across the pond, Half is sitting next to the campfire, and she just coughs up a handful of spiders and throws them away.
You will be just all right. You'll be just fine. You're going to heal up, and you'll be back to your old self, the self you like.
Yeah, maybe in a couple days I'll feel more confident.
Yes, when you feel confident, it will be good. You will be. Give it some time.
I just don't know how you do it. Everyone likes you.
I don't know. It's a curse. That demon
It's a
really liked
curse?
me. He liked me a lot.
Well, like me more. Touches her face gingerly.
Yeah, just keep it clean, and it will be gone in a couple of days.
So, when So when you want to talk to somebody that you're interested in, how do you usually go about it? Because I feel like I'm going about it all wrong.
Well, it depends on the person, but many times for me, it's about what's happening around you. Perhaps you can find something funny in what's going on if you're at a party or at a gathering. Join a conversation with people and where that person is and bring them a drink or bring them something or comment on something happening that isn't necessarily directly affecting them. Like, hey, look at that drunk guy. He's crazy. Ha ha ha. Anyway, a way to get yourself into the conversation. It's about talking.
Okay.
Later on, you can be more direct. Who do you have your eye on? I can help. I'll be your wingman. Is that a thing? I'll be your co-companion in dating.
That just seems weird. You're my brother.
It might be. No, that makes it even better because then I'm your brother. They know that, so they know that we're not a couple.
You know what? If I find someone I'm interested in, I'll think about letting you know. Maybe
we could talk about dating tactics when you're ready. We'll plan a strategy.
Maybe after I'm healed up.
Okay, we will.
Thanks for the chat.
My pleasure. Would you like a piece of chicken?
Absolutely. Builds up protein. Nice strong bones. Nice strong muscles.
Come to the fire. Let's eat.
Sounds good.
Well, after the after-school special on dating, not your brother,
Hey.
you all gather around the campfire, and the rest of the gang is there, and everyone actually feels pretty good. They feel much better. Everyone got a lot of rest today. It was sort of a lazy day between the show occurring just yesterday, believe it or not, and has it only been one day? Or has it been 2? I can't remember. How many days has it been?
It feels like
calendar.
2 days.
It feels like 2. Like in the
It wasn't,
morning,
so
we went to the church, right?
well, kind of. We spent a day of rest. So on Sunday for RAS 22nd, we had our big show, and we did amazing, but poor Myron died. Late into the night and early into the morning on the 23rd, we found that darn druid and defeated her. Then we basically rested for the whole day. Hop and Otteron shopped for pies, for example, and we had a feast that night and a bit of a wake. Then on Toil Day, the 24th, that's when we went to the Chapel of Abadar, and now here we are.
Okay, so today is Tuesday? So it's been day
Today
3.
is, essentially Tuesday. It's
Yep, day
Farast 24th.
Oh, okay, so
Toil
it's been
Day.
3 days. Okay, so I've been wrong all this time, and everything I said before this has been completely inaccurate. So it's now day 3, and I'm putting a big note on there because the days, at least the number of days, do matter for various reasons. So I'm going to just make a big old note on the map to make sure we keep track of that. So day 3, everyone feels a lot better. Everyone's healed up. Them pies are mighty tasty. And the professor sees his sideshow of everyday marvels come back for dinner, and he goes over to talk to them and comes back to Hap, Darius, Alhara, and, well, just them since Otteron's off on their own. And he has reports for you. He says, so I sent the sideshow out into the town to find out a little bit more what the mayor said to help you out, and also to talk about the show, spread the word, how you did a heroic defense of the circus and saved the town. So while they were out there, I got a bit of a report. Come on over, and he gestures over for the sideshow members to come by, and he says, well, what did you find out? And you see the unjoined twins, Hesper and Mentis. And when they're talking, they're each finishing each other's sentences. Like, none of them actually talks and finishes one sentence on their own. They're just going back and forth in a crazy, almost psychic unison. And they say, we went to Alden's Orchard, and we can confirm that Hemenia, the polite grandmother who recently sold her farm and moved into town, was attacked by a wild boar on the street And they just keep nodding their heads. She ran, of course. Who wouldn't? And she's unhurt. Thank goodness. As for the boar, it's been spotted in an orchard on the east side of town. And it's not alone. Apparently, there's a whole brood of smaller boars. They're just as nasty and ill-tempered as their mother. He thanks them and says, good work, good work. And then they both bow and say, anytime, at the same time. Then he brings over Thalia, the tattooed woman, and said, what did you find out, Thalia? Well, I went to the Houghton Mill and investigated it. And I found the area infested with wasps. But I noted their behavior was really unusual, almost as if they were behaving with outside influence or something similar. They seemed precariously interested in myself. I'm not sure, so I left there as quickly as possible. Oh, there was no evidence of the miller or her family, although everything about the mill seemed to be in working order from a distance. I find it unlikely the owner simply abandoned the mill. Maybe they just need someone to help out with the insect problem. Most curious. And with that, he thanks her for her report. The large man, Gitteron, aka the bearded man, went to the Mad Mug, and he gives you his report and says, oh yeah, it seems like there's a small crime gang in Aberton called the Muggers, although they don't call themselves that for reasons you might suspect. Rather, they seem to hang out at the roadhouse outside of town called the Mad Mug. And according to the town rumors that I could find out, the Muggers drink all day and cause trouble at night. And the sheriff's been trying to break up that gang for a while, but the Muggers might have gotten brave or reckless to do something about the sheriff. Who knows? Because the sheriff's been causing a lot of trouble for them, so maybe they're involved with his disappearance. At least that's what I think.
Oh, so this town does have law enforcement.
Remember, the sheriff's been missing for a while.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the mayor first told us.
Finally, your favorite, Chubby, the dog-faced dog, comes up to you all and asks, are you okay? I actually went over to the church and saw that there's all these dead demons or something there. What was going on? I came by and I didn't talk to anyone because, I was playing my role as a dog. You'd be amazed how much you can find out when you just pretend you're a dog wandering around. But I saw there was something terrible over there. It smelled horrible, like rotted flesh and undead atrocities, and then I saw demons and the priest cleaning up the place. I presume that had something to do with you from all the stories I've been hearing.
Yeah, we went over there for some healing. The mayor actually sent us there, and we found this demons wrecking the place, and they were fierce. But we were able to fight them off and clean out the demon infestation and make a friend of the priest of Abadar over there.
Oh, I'm so glad. Those demons look terrible, terrible, I tell you. But I tell you, that one or two, or 1.5, because it looked like one of the bodies was eaten, I did smell that his scent seemed to, they come from a farm or something outside of town. I did smell that those like flesh puppets or something. I did smell that they came from outside town. The other demons, they were so rancid and so overpowering, I couldn't tell where they came from, unfortunately.
You did such a good job, Chuggy. You did such a good job. Can you smell which direction that farm might have been in?
Oh, yeah. And he goes on describing it's exactly where the priest said. It's the same place as where the farm was for those two brothers.
Is this the same one as the 30 to 50 feral hogs?
No.
30 to 50.
That's a different one.
That's a different one.
Okay. You did such a good job, Chubby. You're such a good boy. Do you want a piece of chicken? I give you a piece of chicken.
Hap, please. You know I'm an intelligent being at this point. I do not...
I give him the chin scratches again.
Okay, I like that, but I am a domesticate. I am a intelligent animal. I have been awakened. You know that. You know, Hap, I'm just as smart as you, if not smarter, little miss.
I know. You're the smartest boy there ever was, and so cute. And look at these cheeks. Oh, who's a good boy? I'm giving the chin scratches. I'm gonna rub him in the special spot that makes dogs' legs move.
He's like, okay, just give me the damn chicken.
Here's the chicken. That's a good boy.
Professor, could you please tell Hap to stop treating me like a common household pet? So anyhow, it's the Lindo brothers. Those are the brothers, Jeno and Bindo, and they were the ones that looked like they were the flesh puppets, and they own a barn outside of Aberton. So from what you know, you have the orchard, which has boars of some sort that have gone rampant. You have the mill, which seems to be infested by wasps. You have the mad muggers, who maybe did the sheriff in. And you had the church, which you killed the demons, and the flesh puppets of the people who were infested by those worm demons
The
were a
Lindell
pair of
brothers.
brothers that were from out of town. So you have 4 leads, and the mayor is off on a mission to try to find out what's going on in the Hermitage, and before you go over there to talk to them. One thing of note is going into town and talking about your exploits did get you 1 point of anticipation, so you are now on the clock if you want to use that before the week is up. I'm just
Okay.
giving you a note.
Cool.
So with that, is there anything else you wish to do tonight, or are you just going to wake up and hit the ground?
We still need to do treat wounds checks, right?
Yeah, eventually Otteron would come join over to the fire after night has fallen.
You said you weren't going to take very long, and the sun is already down.
My apologies.
The barbecue is still happening. So
Things
please partake.
needed attending. Thank you.
Maybe they were meeting up with someone special.
So who wants to treat wounds?
Darius does.
I do.
Don't you have that thing that gives you +1?
+1? Does it? I thought it just lets me redo a reroll.
I'm
It
probably
does.
thinking of something different.
You
I
of
have
the
something
thing.
that gives me +1.
That's what
What
I'm
do you?
thinking
What
of.
do you have?
I'm a natural healer, so Otteron, if they're using, natural ingredients, they're in a natural space, they can get a +1 with your approval.
So mud and berries, just rub it in and see what happens. Got it. All
So
right.
far,
Special
it hasn't
herbs and
worked.
stuff.
Didn't work yet, so.
All right. Who wants to start rubbing?
Otteron has
Hey.
what was that demon attacking with that attacked them?
Bracelet of Dashing is what I was thinking of.
Darius rolls a 12.
That's for myself. Nothing. I gotta wait an hour for myself.
You can try it on your sister or
Right.
Otteron.
I'll
You try
Yeah,
it on.
Otteron has like a bite wound, I think. I don't remember how those demons were attacking.
You got hit by something.
Yeah, the demons outside, the skin jumpers.
Okay.
Wasn't it channel negative energy?
That too.
Darius, could you help me?
Yes, I will help you right now. There you go.
19. All right. Good job. That should heal her something. Is it 2d8?
2d8, right?
Yep.
Woohoo!
11.
Full hit points.
You're totally healed up. Look at that. Darius is still down and Otteron is still down. Now, I could just hand wave this, but it's fun to see when you fail it and everyone causes damage to each other.
Yeah. Atron, do you need help?
I have something afflicting my flesh, and I think still the bash. I would not say no, please.
I will absolutely check it out.
Something afflicting your flesh? Are you not feeling well?
No, the dark energy of the demon coursed through me.
Oh, I see.
I thought you were actually bitten by the
Quack, quack.
quest or something last week.
I believe it was both.
13.
13, not enough.
You roll 7.
Perhaps-
You stink.
Perhaps you should take a potion.
I will rest. I'm sure it will be
Yeah,
fine.
how much would you get? How much would you get on a full night of sleep?
2.
Well, that's almost good.
Either way, Otteron doesn't push it, so it's up to you guys.
All right. Is anyone doing anything? Yes? No? You going to
I
bed?
don't think so.
All right.
That's it.
All right, everyone goes to sleep. What happens when you wake up? A few things. Everyone heals 2 hit points automatically.
Yeah, 2 hit points per con mod.
Oh, really? Not just your level?
Isn't that what it says?
No, it's per level, I thought.
The character regains hit points equal to their Constitution modifier multiplied by their level. If they rest without any shelter or comfort, you might reduce this healing by half.
Well, dip.
So if you have a 10, you just don't heal? Like your body can't form scabs and stuff?
Probably at least 1.
Minimum 1 multiplied by your level.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so who heals what? I don't know what Otteron's con is or Darius's con. I presume Darius has quite a bit of con.
He does not. He has a 12 con, so it's only a +1. So that's his con bonus times 2. So 2.
Yeah, 2.
But I will wake up and also battle medicine or, treat wounds on myself.
Other thing is, Alhara wakes up the next day and she sees many of the scars are. You fail again. Many of the scars on her face are gone, and she feels much better. And now she only has a -2 to her charisma instead of -4. So it looks like it is healing slowly.
Well, that's good.
Much better.
She's still going to wear this sort of handkerchief around her face like a veil. She's still feeling a little self-conscious about it.
All right. Well, it's a new day. Now what?
All right, so what's on our agenda? We have those 4 different leads we can chase, but we can also be preparing for circus business. Do we maybe do both?
Yeah, maybe. Do you... It seems like some of these leads might be dangerous. What, 30 to 50 hogs? Sounds like a lot of bacon. But at the same time, it would be good to get out there and spread the word. I kind of want to get the next show scheduled.
Promoting the circus takes your whole day, and it's 2 consecutive days. So once you start, you're out of commission for 2 days.
Well, if we just hit the adventuring hard, we can earn a bunch of money for advertisements. Can we send NPCs to help with anything?
Not directly. They're mostly just getting the circus. They did a little already. At most, they might do 1 or 2. They can't do as much as you. And most right now is just setting up and getting the circus ready. That really was the role of the ringmaster, and he would manage all of that. And what ended up happening is he died.
Convenient.
Do we not have a new official, the ringmaster?
Nope, you do not.
The professor isn't willing to take the mantle?
He can't. His voice is not strong
Oh, that's
enough.
right. I forgot about that.
That's why he does the sideshow.
I wonder if Darius would be good at that.
Otteron prepares the same spells, except for Liberating Command, preparing Fear instead.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm up for a bit more action. That was actually kind of fun yesterday when we weren't, in horrible pain.
Perhaps this gang, if they're harassing the town, we can stop them and maybe in that way gain some recognition for it.
I don't think the focus has to be on the actual circus right now, considering everything we heard. But I'm sure we will be able to help the circus later.
Maybe if we just talk to the muggers, they might decide to stop causing trouble for the town.
All right, well, you ask them nicely, and when they laugh at you, Darius and I will beat them up.
Yeah, that's a good plan B. But I mean, what if they just feel like the mayor isn't listening to them? And we just had to put the mayor on one side of a room and the muggers on the other and have everyone be nice to each other.
Considering the druidic influence on the animals, I think it's possible also other people could have been corrupted or they themselves may be influenced.
I feel that they're just rowdy drunks who throw their weight around because they can. We can talk some sense into them.
That is possible.
And if they
yes.
will not listen, we give them a pounding. I believe that's how it will go.
Talk some sense, beat some sense. Should be fine.
Either way, sense is involved, and that's what matters. The sense.
Unfortunately, some learn best through pain.
I get a sense that you folks want to do some pain.
To those that deserve it.
That would not
Well-
be my choice.
Well, let's hope it's a misunderstanding and that they don't deserve it.
Let's hope.
I'm gonna take care of the animals real quick and then have some breakfast, and then I guess we can head out unless y'all want to do anything else.
What about these scrolls?
Oh, gosh, I'm so glad you thought of that. I was gonna do it with you last night, but then you didn't come back till real late, so I just kind of stayed up late for nothing, I guess. let's go over to the woods and see if we can figure something out, okay?
Very well.
And then I'll lead you to, I don't know, like some part of the woods where it's kind of quiet and like there's birds, but the stream's right there, so it's kind of pretty too. That way we can focus. All right. So here, I want you to hold these 2 scrolls, or better yet, just put this one in your backpack and open that one up. We're gonna take a look and see what it says, okay?
It's all right, but we do not want to use it now. We are not hurt.
Sure. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? When I start reading from a scroll, the runes start glowing a little bit. And then when I finish and say the last command word, the magic just kind of comes out. So I'm thinking if we don't say the last word, we probably won't expend the spell. At least I'm willing to try it. How does that sound?
Reasonable, yes.
Okay, so if you look here, I don't really know what language this is, but when I look at it, I kind of just can read it, and I'm told that that's because I have magic in my blood. I don't really know what that means, but tell me if you can read this too.
Swatteron would lean in, kind of squinting, and as they seem to recognize some of the wording and phrasing, they would frown, but nod.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you might have a little bit of magic in you too. So, the way you pronounce this is, you know what? Just repeat this after me. Od moeto seke.
Od moeto seke.
Oh, and then you see the runes, just kind of like the runes notice, but they're kind of passive. Okay. Do tiveto jarveto.
Do taveto joa vedeto?
Ja dravjeto.
Ja draveto.
Neka se. And then we're going to put this away before we do the last word.
Neka se.
That's good. Look at how bright these runes glow. If the last word was spoken and it's right here, then it would work. The magic would come out.
But you don't know what you are reading?
I have no idea what this means. I don't know what language it is. I just know that it works.
Does this not frustrate you?
I would be frustrated if it wasn't so cool. Just that you can do this, you know?
No.
Don't you think it's neat?
Yes, but it is random power and dangerous. Although I guess this is healing and not so dangerous.
Well, not all of the power that comes randomly is so friendly. If it wasn't for the professor, I might have hurt more people than I already have. But luckily, I can also help heal some of those burns too. So, it's kind of a wash, and he's been helping me. Maybe he could help you too.
Maybe Chilagosh, I am not so sure would agree. But you have tender heart and passion, which is fire and warmth, so healing too. Yes?
Well, thank you. I think that you have your own kind of fire and warmth as well. You just don't want anyone to see it. That's why you're so dour all the time.
It is cold and dark, but maybe.
Well, here, let's roll this up. Roll. And then put it in your backpack. And if you need it, use it. I've got 5 of them. I'm ready to help all kinds of people.
You have 5?
Well, yeah, I get nervous.
We bought 2 for you?
Yeah.
But you have more.
Do you want some?
They are yours, but if you think you must burn more things, then maybe I help heal you while you burn those things. That's your decision.
I could definitely use the help. That demon, gosh, I don't know what happened. I just saw him jump in the air towards me, and the last thing I remember is waking up with you over me, whispering sweet nothings or something. I don't really know what you were saying.
That is my fault. I did not act soon enough and should have recalled things sooner.
Well, thanks for being a good friend, Atron. Let's head back, because I'm still pretty hungry for breakfast, and I don't want it to get cold, and I don't want Darius to eat all the bacon like he always does.
I ate all the bacon.
Damn it.
I'm kidding. There's still 3 pounds left.
So what you're saying is we don't need to go kill a bunch of hogs at the edge of town.
We don't need to, but there's never too much bacon.
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Also, if it's been an hour, I'm going to try and heal myself again.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Acheron looks a little uncomfortable as they return to the fire, but
Thank you.
takes a small
Hey,
scrap
look
of
at
biscuit and chews on it.
Darius finally figures out how to heal himself.
Oh, the bandage goes lengthwise.
Gosh.
For 9. Ooh, look at that. Fully healed. Good job.
Where are we going first?
I guess to talk nicely to that gang.
Very well.
I mean, I was interested in the hogs because, bacon. But if we still have 3 pounds left at camp, that's enough for another breakfast or 2.
I think we're going to have to deal with the hogs later anyway.
I assume we should investigate all, but making town safer is best for everyone, so that is fine.
All right. To the muggery it is, or whatever it's called.
The Mad Mug, I think.
How do you know of this place?
Didn't someone...
Can't remember their
Oh,
name.
yeah.
We were told.
Yeah, by the bearded man.
Oh, they came back? Good.
Well, I guess we're ready. So, if Alhara is done holding a log over her head, then we can leave.
Well, yeah, she definitely did that. Although today it wasn't a log. Instead, it was several of the spare, tent poles that she had in a big bundle. Huh, this place is smaller than I thought it would be.
It's kind of nice in a quaint and dirty way.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's as quaint and dirty on the inside as it is on the outside?
Oh gosh, I hope not.
Well, I guess one way to find out. So, Hap, since you had the idea of asking them nicely, why don't you go ask them nicely to stop being ruffians and causing crime in the town?
I'm kind of waiting for Steven's description.
You walk up to the roadside tavern, aka the Mad Mug. And sure enough, you see a 1-story structure with a broad front porch. Sign outside depicts a cartoonish beer mug bearing a furiously angry expression, its frothy contents steaming out of the mug, aka the Mad Mug. In addition, you see 4 large members of what you presume are the muggers, ruffians, if you will, lounging on the porch, being boisterous, shouting out to people as they walk by, causing a ruckus. Even this early in the morning, what do you do?
Well,
Can I tell you, I'm a little bit excited. This is going to be great, guys. Well, is anybody thirsty? Just me?
Oh,
I wonder if
thirsty.
they have orange juice.
They probably have some juice for you.
maybe whiskey for you.
I don't think Dad would let me drink any whiskey.
You'll like whiskey. It's flammable.
I'm not allowed to have whiskey.
Then just light it on fire.
Do you
Mhm.
think it's possible the people from the performance are involved with these ruffians, these violent individuals?
None
Oh.
of our people.
Hope
We
not.
haven't been here long enough.
You mean those 2 jerks that Darius and I threw out?
Yes.
Oh, those
the
two.
the people who started trouble in the stands.
Do either of these individuals on the porch look familiar?
No.
Do they look like quintuplet thugs?
They all are wearing the same type of uniforms, almost as if they're in a gang, if you will.
Is there a symbol, like some sort of picture?
What are their dominant colors?
Red.
Hey, I like red.
It is my experience that people who want to fight are looking for a fight. They are in need of it to prove something to themselves. So,
Well, let's not stand here gawking at them. All right, Hap, you're going to go ask them to play nice? So go ask them to play nice, and we'll back you up.
no, do not let the snakes bite you in the face again, please.
This is a
it's
snake face biting situation potentially.
look. I know I said this was a good idea, and I still think it could be, but I'm kind of scared. So please don't bring the snakes up right now.
Let's talk to them and see what they say.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Here
Darius,
goes.
I'll follow your lead. Oh, okay. Ooh, Hap is going to do it. She's going to do it.
Yep.
We should stand behind her directly
Directly.
behind her.
All right.
So
So
you can
I'm gonna walk up
make faces.
until they say something, I guess.
Ataran looks very uncomfortable.
Okay, you walk up 10 feet and they look at you and they say, "Ain't nothing hereabouts for you. Move on. Especially you, little girl. No girls allowed in here. This here's a bar."
We greetings. Good morning, fine sir.
You having trouble? You can't talk? They're all laughing at you. It's like, and they're all making fun of you.
I'm gonna nervously just look at Darius and just see what his face does.
I'm smiling broadly at Hap.
Okay. That's encouraging.
Here, tell them something. Like, if this place isn't for little girls, what are you doing here?
Darius, I got this.
Say that.
You're right. Thank you. Good morning, good sir. We are here to speak with the muggers. Mayhaps you would know them.
Oh, that's not what I
said. The muggers? Where would a little girl hear about that from? What are you doing? Aren't you those circus people? Why don't you go play with your animals? This place is for men.
Then what are you doing here?
Oh,
I had to do it.
Big man. Oh, what do I see? You're only a half man, pointy ears.
Hey, don't talk to him like that. And I'm gonna roll intimidate, and I'm gonna let a little fire come off.
Half a man is
damn.
way more than all four of you put together.
Have you heard of the demons we fought at the church?
I roll bad.
An intimidate of 11 is garbage. They all just laugh at you like, "Ooh, she's so scary. Ooh, look at that." And they say, "Oh, well, let me show you how it's done." And then one of them gives
What about my sick burn?
Your sick burn. They ignore it.
I said, okay.
And then one of them gives you an intimidating glare.
Me personally?
No, Hap.
Oh, Hap.
They failed too. They roll a 9, so that didn't work so great either. So
Darius
All right.
goes, "Are we done making
Try to-
faces?"
try to you're all making faces at each other like ooh, 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 ooh. It's like no one's
Ataran looks at the two in the center and says, "Maybe then you didn't hear of the demons we killed at the church, hmm?"
Demons. They all start laughing like, oh my god. It's like, if you're going to be making up stories, you might as well start with something more realistic. Demons. What the hell are you talking about, weirdo?
All right. Hap steps forward 5 feet.
Oh no!
Listen here, asshole. We came to talk things out, and if you are not going to comply with this, I have no problem burning you to cinders right here,
Hap.
right now.
Hap.
Talking
Hap.
what out? We're talking with you. What do you want to talk out, little girl? What do you want to talk out? We're talking with you. Calm down. They actually like this about it. After you get all fired up, they kind of like it. They're
Hap.
like, calm down. What's your question? Maybe we can help. Do you have homework you need help with?
You really don't want to see her fired up, I'm telling you.
Let us remember why we are here.
I thought we were here to get in a brawl. No?
No.
No?
No, Alhara, we're here to find out what happened to the sheriff.
The sheriff? They all look at each other like, I haven't seen him around in a long time. Yeah, what happened to him? Maybe you know. They all look at each other like, we don't know anything about no sheriff. Maybe you did something with him. Maybe you fed him to one of the lions or the tigers at your show. Huh?
Do I believe what they're saying? Is there a way for me to kind of...
Yeah, perceptions for sense motive?
Perception. Let's see.
Yes, please.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'd like it too, please.
Okay, let's
All of us.
see. Hap does it. Ataran, Alhara. all of you, especially Darius, believe them that they have no idea what you're talking about, is that they really don't know anything about the sheriff. Darius is positive of that.
Well, listen, there are a few things I do know here. If you're in a gang, you have a boss. And if you have a boss, they're inside. And I'm going inside. And I'm going to start walking towards the door.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to start walking.
Okay, I was just waiting. I was waiting until you to say they stop you or something.
Oh, they will. Okay, they stop
Okay.
you. There's 4 of them, and they're enormous, and they're like, whoa, we told you. You aren't old enough to drink here, little girl. Why don't you go down to the river? You can have some water. This here is like alcohol and things that only grown-ups can drink. Maybe they serve apple juice, I don't know, but I don't think they do.
Ataran's
what?
gonna take out one of their like specimen and ingredient jars, which has some of the leftover pieces of the large demon that they took, and kind of hold it forward and kind of shake it and say, "Would you drink this? Do you know what this is?"
What is that? Is that a puppet? You're putting on a puppet show? Hey guys, look, the one with the bird is putting on a puppet show. That's pretty good, circus boy.
No, it's okay, everyone. I'm going to turn around to the group. It's okay, everyone. They're right. And while my head's turned away, I'm going to wink. So it's all right, though. You're right. We're going to leave, and I'm going to take 5 foot. I'm going to step 5 foot back like I'm leaving.
And then like
I'm sorry. One more thing, real quick. Can you? I'm sorry. Can you step just a little bit to the right, please, sir?
They look at you and they're saying, "What are you talking about? Why don't you just leave? We're not going to do anything for you. Just leave."
I'm sorry. Just real quick, pretty please. I'll be out of your hair in 5 seconds flat.
Hop, what are you doing?
They're just ignoring you and just drinking some mead and just going back to talking as if you're not even there.
Hap, perhaps you should give me a high five. Hot hands.
Hot hands. Wham! High five, magic fang on Darius.
It lasts for a minute.
Oh, damn.
Okay, cast it.
I do.
Excellent.
But this does visually like make my hand kind of glow as if it was like metal being worked in a forge, and then I transfer that to Darius. So it is visible.
Ataran starts walking along the side of the building.
That's fine. So Darius will now step up and speak up. We've heard around town that you're harassing everyone. You're going to stop. Am I clear?
Oh, okay. They all shake their heads like, "Okay, we'll stop. You got it. Yeah, you got it, boy."
Great. Now I want a drink.
A drink sounds good.
You want a drink? A drink of what?
Drink at the bar.
Ataran puts the jar away.
Mead's my favorite.
Sure. But we got a cover charge here. It's 10 gold pieces each. Sorry about that.
Wow, this is some sort of fancy palace.
It is, I tell you. We got the best mead in town.
I'm sure you're just paying for atmosphere.
Yeah,
How about
you guys
this?
can go in. 10 gold each, no problem. That's the cover charge. Hey, man, we don't make the rules. They look at each other. No, we don't make the rules.
No, you don't make the rules.
It
So how
occurs
about
to
this?
me we did not discuss any strategy I wish to.
Oh yeah, strategy. How about this? And Alhara pulls back as if to punch one of them.
Go ahead and
Okay.
finish. Go ahead and finish your punch.
Yeah, go ahead.
They
Oh,
don't
alright.
seem to care. They're watching this. They don't seem
How
to
about we
care.
just go in and you do nothing and let
Oh, look at that.
She's gonna-
You're fighting. You're fighting.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, hold
A
on.
brawl. Isn't that what you do at one of these bars? She's gonna haul up and
Sure.
clock the one on the end on the north side.
Okay.
the red
hold-
dot one.
The red dot one.
Now you did it.
I mean, everyone's tiptoeing around this fight, and Alhara just gets things done. Okay.
Tense.
Okay. You punch him and you hit him solidly in the face. How much damage did you do? 5 points. Now, are you doing lethal or non-lethal damage?
Certainly non-lethal damage.
Okay, just checking.
Only in very special circumstances would I do lethal damage with an unarmed attack.
Okay, you hit him really hard in the face, and actually do quite a bit of damage, and it totally shocks them. They were all kind of itching for a fight anyhow, and immediately Darius springs into action.
Excellent. We're going into the bar. We're not paying you any money, but here's something for your thoughts. Mountain stance,
Okay.
and I will do a flurry of blows on the gentleman to the south. I think he has a green dot next to him.
Yep. Lethal or not lethal?
Oh, non-lethal.
Okay.
First attack. Ooh.
20.
like it.
Not a natural 20. You do 8 points of
Correct.
damage
A
to the
dirty
guy
20.
in green.
And I will strike him one more time.
You don't need to, as you hit him so hard that he drops immediately unconscious.
Oh,
So that guy's down.
then
Next.
can I flurry two different people, or it has to be the same target?
It can be two different ones that just won't trigger your flurry of blow or your stunning fist.
Oh, as long as one of them hits, right? I think that has to be the
Stunning fist, I think, is if you target the same individual with 2 attacks.
And one hits.
and as long as at least one hit.
Yeah, but you still have to target them with both attacks.
You have to target with 2
Probably.
strikes. You do. So
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
use stunning fist. You can't. You have to attack the same person twice. You don't need to stun him. He's unconscious. You won.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you hit the second
Yeah.
one.
The second one, the guy with the orange. Oh, I hit him. The 15 hit. All right.
Yep, you hit him. 15 hit, and he takes a significant amount of damage. You're beating the living crap out of these poor guys.
Yeah. For his huge uppercut knocks that guy, the first one, out like a light. He goes over the railing. Next guy, he just comes down with a back fist and spins his face to the left as a spray of blood and maybe a tooth hits his friend.
That was only round 1. You still got 2 more. Still got 2 more actions. You're not used to this slow poke.
No, I have one more.
You
I
got
have one more
so
action.
much.
I have
Oh,
one more action
That's what happens when you're not
'cause you're
slow.
in mountain stance. Right.
because
Yeah.
I'm
Is
in
that
mountain
what
stance.
it's like?
I
Is
wanna-
that what it's
can I
like to
perform
do so many
an
actions?
intimidation check.
Sure can. Demoralize.
Oh, hey. Did you double your D8s because of Magic Fang?
Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's right, Magic Fang. And also there's a +1 to that. So let me roll an extra D8 for this guy, right?
I don't think you would have crit with a 21, but still,
Just double the D8. I don't add my strength bonus again, right?
That's right.
No, you just get an extra D8.
And that's 4 more to the guy I hit. Yeah.
All right. He goes
Good old
down
hot
to-
hands.
He
Hot
goes down
hands.
in a crumple heap. So already 2 of them are down in 3 seconds flat.
And check out that intimidation check, please.
And then you roll a 25 on intimidation, and you do that against who? You didn't tell me.
The one next to the one, the
Blue one?
guy with the blue dot in the corner.
Yeah, I use the colors. Just use colors.
Yeah,
so blue
the-
guy in the
Mhm.
north, and he's scared to death. He's like, ah, ah. Atron is up next.
I love it.
Atron could just sit this one out.
Atron goes, "Be careful, Darius," and the words seem to like echo around them, coming seemingly from distant directions in 30 feet, as kind of like a quick violet energy passes up around Darius from Forbidding Ward, and Darius gets a +1 to armor class and saving throws against the blue dots attacks. And as that happens, Ataran kind of like looks around confused as their voices kind of echoing in different ways and just stares at Darius.
Okay, are you done?
Now I'm done.
Yep, I'm done.
Oh, she's done too.
Okay, the blue one, the one that Atron just terrified. He's looking around, and he pulls out his dagger, and then he
Oh.
tries to intimidate Alhara. And let's see what he rolls.
Oh no.
Oh, pretty good. Let's see. 15. Does a 15 beat your will DC?
It does not. My will DC is a 16.
Okay, so he tries to
Woo!
he tries to demoralize you, looking intimidating with that dagger, but it doesn't work whatsoever. And seeing all this commotion, he's like, ah! And he decides to just punch Alhara in the face. With he's not using his dagger, even though he has one. He's just gonna throw a fist. 19.
Oh no!
Hits
Is that
her.
with the penalty from being frightened?
17. I forgot about that.
See, that saved me.
Why? What's your? How do you have a 19?
19's my armor class.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You're faking.
It sure is.
Faking.
I'm not. I have a proficiency bonus of +4, a dex of +4, and a +1 item bonus. It's 19.
All right, but he's getting out of the way because he doesn't want to get tackled, so he's hiding behind his buddy. That guy is down. The next one's down. All right, Hap is up.
I'm not going to do any attacks because I don't want to begin murdering these people, but that doesn't mean I can't contribute to this fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a Shaolin stomp and raise up like a layer of embers to surround Alhara and protect her from attacks against the blue guy with Forbidding Ward, just a very different one than the one Aderon used by yelling. So let me click the button. Boom, button clicked. And then the embers coalesce into birds and are so beautiful that Alhara gains the benefit of guidance.
Guidance or Forbidding Ward?
Or
both.
Ooh.
See, I am part bard.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Hoo-hoo.
Girl.
Good thing you're doing the trivial fight with all your powers. Alhara's up.
Just using up those cantrip resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going to run out of punches eventually.
Ooh, haha, I get it.
All right, so before the red one hits the ground, since he's looking a little shaky, Alhara is going to follow up her first punch with a second one, a nice little right cross. And I'm not going to use the guidance on this one. 16 to hit.
You hit.
Hit for 4.
knock him
Fantastic. Her second action, she's actually going to try and do a tumble through on the guy in blue.
Well, they're on a porch, and he's in a corner, and there's a chair. So,
Is it like a railed porch or like
Yeah.
a wall?
It's a railed porch. Like I'm not
A
sure where
rail's
you're gonna.
fine.
Well, where are you gonna go?
I was going to go over his head and land on the other side of the porch.
So you're gonna jump across. Not really
Yeah, I mean, I'm
tumble.
using tumble through, so I'm gonna like get right on through his space and then sort of leap around and hopefully like confuse him as he's looking around where I went.
Okay.
Does a 23 beat his frightened reflex defense?
Is there a limit to the length of that you can do? I'm just curious. What's
I move up to my speed, which is currently 30, and the space that I move through his square counts as difficult terrain.
Yeah, you beat it, so you go through.
Cool. So now I have Panache, and he is also flat-footed against my next attack. And I'm going to go ahead and use a finishing, a confident finish, and just, be done with this guy.
Gonna
And I'll
use
use
guidance
guidance.
too? Yeah.
Mhm. So it's a -4 for the second attack, but a +1 for guidance.
Ugh.
That doesn't seem possible. Well, maybe. Oh, I rolled a 2.
You rolled a
2
2.
plus 8 minus 3 is 7.
They
That
happen.
is.
That is the worst.
You
But I
mess
still do
are.
half of my precision damage, which will be 2 points of damage. So I kind of whack him upside the head.
And you have Forbidden Ward, so
And I have Forbidding Ward. And now I have cover from this railing.
It's so mean. Who said you had cover from the railing? That means he gets cover from the railing, too.
Against me, that's right. And I rolled a 7, so it didn't matter anyway.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do the Sunday morning quarter. I don't like that. Because I wouldn't have given
Sunday
it to
morning
you.
quarter. I would have given it to you anyway if I had rolled like barely hitting him, and it was like, well, did you include cover for the railing? You would have been like, oh no, I guess you don't hit him. It would have been fine.
hey, moving on.
There's no cover for the railing.
Oh, okay.
Darius is up.
All right. He strides over to this poor bastard, stands over the unconscious heap of one of his friends, and shakes his head. There's no cover today.
Oh, like cover
Flurry
charge,
of
right.
blows. Miss, I think.
Did you
12.
We're flanking.
Is-
+1.
Oh, 13.
It's a hit.
And he's frightened.
You hit, and he's frightened. So,
I'm going to roll 2d8 plus 4.
It doesn't matter. You did
Oh,
11
okay.
points of damage. She's down.
Oh,
They're all down. They're all done. They're all unconscious.
Woo!
Congratulations. You beat up level -1 ruffians. Good job.
finally.
Go into the building before we run out of hot hands.
Yep. And then I stride into the building, like pushing it like a gun, pushing the doors open like a gunslinger. I'm assuming they're like, the two flappy doors.
Sure. Flappy doors.
I'm sure there's a word for them, and I forgot it.
Okay, Flappy Man. You walk into the Mad Mug's common room. It has 6 tables and a long wooden bar. Narrow lattice windows provide natural light and a view of the porch out front. Let's see. There appears to be 3 staff members,
We had
2
an audience.
servers, and a bartender. And there are a couple of patrons eating and drinking. And as soon as you walk in, one of the servers said, "I'll just take a seat and I'll get right over to you."
I go
Nobody-
in behind Darius.
Yeah. Come on in. We will sit at this table.
Okay, so you all sit down at the table. For all that commotion and all the fighting, this place just seems like a bar. And that was it. It's like nothing special after all of that. So
Ataran's like looking around, like quickly, awkwardly, clearly uncomfortable.
So I was expecting there to be more trouble once we got in here.
Well, I guess we might as well eat breakfast.
Yes. Second breakfast. I like the
yeah, I
sound of
already
it.
ate.
Okay, but you can eat again, right?
I mean, I guess you could have like a little bit of yours.
Sure,
No,
you can
thank
have
you.
a little bit of mine.
sure. So they come over and they can serve you. They have mug, they have a keg of ale, they have coffee, tea, wine if you want, and they have some nice square meals if you want.
Ooh, what kind of teas do you have?
Oh, lots. The server sees you and it's like, well, and she sort of bends down to talk to Hap. Says, well, we have lots of different types of tea. What type of tea do you like?
Oh, I used to get this great tea back in Absalom. It was from... God dang it, this is frustrating. My Galarian lore is not that good. It was from... They used to have this nice tea from Taldor back in Absalom. And oh, I miss it so much.
She goes, I got a kind of a spicy tea with like a cinnamon flavor. I think maybe you'd like that.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Thank you.
Okay. She's like, that's only 2 copper. 2 copper for the tea, 2 copper for the
Um,
cake, 1
we'll
copper
order,
for the
um,
mug, and 3
well-
copper for the meals, the square meals each.
Wow, it seems like you make all your money off of the cover charge.
Cover charge? Oh, those silly people. They were just joshing with you. They weren't going to really make you pay that. They're just having fun. Ignore them.
They are sleeping on your porch.
Yeah, they do that. Don't worry about it.
We'll order two. Who else wants breakfast?
I will have the tea like Hap.
2 teas.
Thank you.
Alhara, what would you like?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm definitely in the mood for bacon now that we kept talking about
Yes,
it all morning.
We'll have 2 teas, two coffees, 2 ales, and how much bacon do you have?
Oh, bacon. Lots of bacon. Very popular.
Yes, excellent. 1 salad bowl full of bacon, please.
Bacon. Let's see. Fried spiced potatoes. Let's see.
Mhm.
2 fried eggs or 3? 2 is probably good.
Yep.
And if you have like a sauce that goes over it, that would be great. But if not, then just do the eggs so that they'll still have runny yolks.
I want my
Mm.
sauce on the side. I like to dip. I'm not a sauce pourer over.
You guys are embarrassing me. Just finish up so she can take care of her job.
Then her
This
job is taking
this
her
is
order.
job
We're just
taking the
ordering.
order.
Yeah, but you don't have to make it difficult for her.
It's not
This is not
difficult. It's a
hard.
big order. Like we're gonna buy a lot of food. I'm
Man, they're
hungry
being a
after
little
all
bit
that
difficult, aren't they?
exercise.
We're starving.
No, not at all. This is nothing. We can get 6 dozen people in here on a busy night. This is easy.
6 tables, 6 dozen people. Obviously, a dozen people per table. It's fantastic.
Oh no, a lot of people hang outside, and this place overflows quite a bit. It's one of the most popular spots in town. Not that there's a lot of places to go, of course, which is why we're so popular.
Well, I have to say the entertainment is hilarious. And she takes a glance at the door leading outside.
Oh, don't worry about them. They just like to cause trouble to new people, but you proved your worth. You'll be fine now. They won't give you any
Oh.
more trouble, I'm sure.
I am not worried about them.
You see? Don't worry about it. So she takes the order, goes out. Wow, that was a lot of food you guys ordered.
Yeah, well, that's how we roll.
That is how you
We have to
roll.
eat a certain amount of calories to keep our muscles
Mm-hmm.
in top shape.
Ataran leans forward slightly and says, "My joke was not clear. No, that they are sleeping."
Wait,
but
Atron
not?
made a joke?
Wait,
I-
What was
there
the
a
joke?
Did I miss it?
I was trying, but
Start again.
no. When I said that they were sleeping outside, but they are.
Oh, I loved it. That
Was great.
That's a great way to do that. You did great.
No,
It
no
was
one.
charming.
No one laughed.
Well, it wasn't funny, haha. It was funny as in, yeah, that's
Like
right.
everyone,
We did get 'em.
everyone gets it. Wink, wink. They're
Oh
sleeping.
yeah, no,
Get it?
that was like worth a grin. Funny. It was funny.
Right. You did. That was a
Hmm.
perfect thing to say at that point in time. They're sleeping because of all
I
the
think
punching.
you are trying to make me feel better.
No, we wouldn't do that. No.
No. If it was a bad
Atron-
joke, I would have told you.
Ataran squints slightly and just frowns.
So their normal face, right?
Yeah, their normal face.
Slightly more frown.
That's a lot of frown.
Hey, Atron. Doesn't
Yes.
that guy look super crazy drunk to you? And she points at some random person sitting at the bar.
Um,
Isn't that
do they look drunk
funny?
to me, Stephen?
No. Not at all.
Ataran shakes their head.
Oh, okay.
They do not look drunk. Do you think there is a problem?
No.
So the server comes back, gives you all your food, your mugs, your meads, your bacon, your teas and coffees. Everything is piping hot and super fresh. Looks pretty good.
All right,
We,
Alhara's gonna
Chow down.
Yeah, she's gonna start chowing down like she's a starving prisoner, while sort of observing the other people here in this bar, including the very not drunk man at the bar.
Ataran watches Darius and Alhara like devouring the food, and they recoil slightly against the wall as they lift their tea and sip at it.
I'll grab some bacon.
Yes, we have enough bacon. It's here in this bowl.
I'll grab some bacon and eat it. Just a little bit, though.
Salad bowl full of bacon.
Salad bowl full of bacon.
That's
the standard
almost enough
amount.
bacon.
So you
Putting
see,
four
the
plates, just-
ruffians
it's not
while you're
efficient.
eating. The ruffians get up, slowly come back to consciousness, and they are hanging out on the porch, and they just sort of look in. You see him like glaring through the window at Ataran, but they're just sort of keeping to themselves and not. being
Ataran
quite as
glares
loud as
right
before.
back.
Darius will take the bowl of bacon, stand up, head outside. You want some bacon?
They'll look
got
at
a bowl.
you and say, "Fine, you already beat us. You don't have to rub it in and be a dick."
I'm not. I'm extending the olive branch of bacon.
They look at each other. They look at each other very carefully, and then
I'm eating it.
He gingerly like takes a piece and chomps down on it, and then they all kind of come over and just take a piece and start chomping down on the bacon. They're like, "Oh, all right, thanks. That's nice."
Hey, Otteron.
As long as we have an understanding. And I go back inside.
Hey,
Yes,
that's my big brother out there.
I know.
He's got a good heart.
I would agree.
Full of bacon.
There's traces
Yep.
of blood in my bacon stream.
After a while, one thing you do notice is that there's a halfling over in the corner with her pet goat, and the goat is also eating some food, and she's just sort of petting the goat, looking at you all with kind of a smirk on her face.
Hap, you should go say hi to the goat.
Oh, I should. Does she look so you know how like some people when they walk their dogs, the people look amicable and you know if you ask to pet it, they'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And some people look like before you even walk up to them, they look like, "Don't touch my dog." Which kind of person does she look like with this goat?
She does not look friendly.
Oh, Ahara, I don't know that she would let me pet her goat.
I mean, maybe it's just a goat.
You should ask if you can pet her goat, then yes?
I've already dealt with talking to some mean people today. I think I'm out of spoons for talking to another.
I would assume that anyone that brings animals within might have some sort of affiliation or connection to them, perhaps like I do with Chilagosh, so I would be careful.
I think I'll just sit here and enjoy the fine company of you folks.
Well, it's an honor to sit with you, Hap. You did great today.
Thank you.
You started the conversation, and we finished it. That's a teamwork.
I kind of thought it was going to go that way too, but I really hoped it didn't.
I know, but some people, am I right?
Yeah.
You did not burn their limbs. They should be thankful.
Oh, well, I almost did.
I could tell. That's one of the reasons I threw that punch. I figured at least that way we got things started on the right foot instead of the wrong one.
Bold statements. That's what these men understand.
It is why I said sometimes they look for fight, and that is what they need. They value it, and the fist, that pain is temporary.
These potatoes are really good. I think I might start coming over here to do my morning exercises.
This is a great destination for breakfast. They're very nice in here.
I think I'll probably never come back. It's a little rough for my tastes.
Oh, come on. Nothing even happened to you.
I mean, something almost did.
I mean, yeah, but something almost happens to you every day. It's the days that something happens to you. Those are the important ones.
No, I'd rather just sit with my buddy Barduff and share breakfast with him.
So after finishing up and eating a bit, the halfling, who's also eating and finishes up her meal, looks over to you. Sorry, it's not a halfling. It's a female dwarf, and she looks over and says, "You them circus folk?"
Psst, Darius, this is you.
We are circus folk.
Mostly.
I heard the show was pretty good. I didn't get a chance to go, but looks like you know how to handle yourselves. Pretty strong, able to fight. Maybe you can even perform when you put on a show again.
Excellent question. It's very soon.
Well, maybe I'll come by, check out the show. Can I bring my goat to the show?
As long as that kid's well behaved, sure.
She pets her. The goat's very affectionate. Says, "Violet never causes anyone trouble, unless you need trouble. Do you need trouble?"
No, but it seems to find us, rightly enough.
Mm-hmm.
Violet's very pretty.
He is a pretty goat. He's my good boy. He's just petting Violet, and Violet's sort of nuzzling up next to her. And she's feeding little scraps off the table.
Oh. You just wanted to come see it? I like this breakfast well enough. I'm thinking about coming over here every day, so I'll definitely put some advertisements up when we lock down our next performance date.
Okay. Sounds good.
What all is this dwarf wearing? Is there any signs of that same kind of hoodless cloak or the symbol that we found of the leaf with the dewdrop or anything?
Nope. Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, so Acheron is just looking them up and down, studying them carefully, but doesn't say anything.
No.
I'm sorry, we didn't catch your name. What do you do here?
She's wearing chainmail, and she has huge meaty fists. She says, "Oh, I'm Pruma, and this is Violet over here. Are you in the circus, little girl? You seem awfully young to be a performer."
I'm glad you asked, and she'll stand up. I am Hap the Starlight Sparrow, and my act is a mystical, fiery dance that wows and amazes, but doesn't actually hurt anyone. Would you like to see?
If you're going to give a free show, sure, why not?
Sure. I'll roll performance for a dance, and then I'll produce a little bird, and just a little fiery bird, and just have it fly around me, just so it's kind of pretty.
Yeah, let's see.
And this gets a +1 because it's my dance, and that's what I specialize in.
15. Let's see, you roll a 15. She seems, she sort of nods and she says, it's pretty good, pretty good. You looks like you still have got ways to go before you really get good at it. But I'm sure you have plenty of years to get it down pat.
Thank you. 3 days ago was the first time I got to do my act. I was real nervous, but everyone seemed to like it.
You're young. You got plenty of time.
Would it be alright if I pet Violet? I really like animals. I take care of all the animals at the circus.
Tell me more about that.
Well, my best friend is a big bear named Bardoff. He used to be real popular in Absalom, but now he's not with the master he used to have. So he's kind of just everybody's favorite. Oh, and then my best buddy in the whole world, his name is Chubby, and he's the smartest dog I've ever seen. He can talk and he can find stuff out. Oh, and then we have a snake named Mr. Tickles, and Hap will just go on and on about all the animals there. And they're all her best friend in the whole world.
So Puruma listens intently, and she actually seems very interested. And after seeing Hap go on for like 3 to 5 minutes about the animals, Puruma visibly becomes much more relaxed and actually smiles and says, you sure love animals. You know what? That's a good sign. Good people love animals. So it looks like you're a good person. Come on over, Hap. Violet. And she like sort of like pushes Violet a little, and Violet like looks over to you and ready to like lick your arm and take your affection.
I'll get down on my knees and I'll pet Violet. Oh, thank you so much. You're such a beautiful boy, aren't you? You're such a beautiful Billy boy. And I'll give him some pets and yeah, I'll let him lick me and stuff.
Yeah, you seem to be okay. Your friends though were a little rough on my boys. Although I guess they had it coming. Stupid is as stupid does.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We tried to talk to them first, and I mean, I'll admit I got a little heated too, but nobody's... I mean, we only beat them up.
It's fine, it's fine. It's the only way to get tougher. As long as none of you drew blood, fisticuffs is a mighty fine way to learn. The only way you're going to learn is to get into fights. I don't mind whatsoever.
I'm so sorry to ask. I hope you won't be upset with me. One of our coworkers at the circus told us that your gang might have some information about what happened to the sheriff. Maybe a lead we could follow?
She looks at you all and says, well, I like you, Hap. You're a nice kid. And Violet likes you too. I'll tell you this. Sure, we didn't get along with the sheriff, but we had nothing to do with his disappearance. We're not that strong. We're just, we like this place. And those guys, they put on a bigger show than they really mean to. But this is a farming town. There's nothing to do here. There's nothing to steal. There's nothing to shake down. There's no crime here. And most were just causing trouble and passing the days away. So no, we had nothing to do with the sheriff. But I do have some information that perhaps I can give you for a small price. Information ain't free.
Oh, well, how much would that be? We don't have much money.
Well, I like you, Hap. Normally I would do it for 15 gold. But, maybe 10. What do you think, Violet? And she, looks over, and Violet, looks at her and gives a little bah! And says, yeah, I agree. Okay, 5 gold. That's a pretty good offer. 15 down to 5. Violet vouched for you. So that's 5 right off there.
Well, I don't have that much, but I do have 3 gold. Here, you take my 3 gold. Let me go ask my friends if I can borrow some more, okay?
Okay.
Hey, I go back to the table. Hey, guys, I've got really good news. That sweet dwarf over there, Apruma, and Violet, they said that they'll tell us about the sheriff. I just need 2 more gold to pay her, and then she'll tell us what we need to know. Can I borrow some gold, you guys?
She's shaking you down for money, huh?
No,
Well-
she's freely offering to sell this to us.
Free sell? That's 2 words that don't necessarily stick together so well.
Well, I mean, maybe she had to pay to learn the information. I don't know. It's a good deal,
Yeah.
guys. Don't look too much into it.
In a place in a place like this. All right.
Acheron. Oh, really?
Sure. If you can get us a good solid lead. If it doesn't pan out, though, you owe me 2 gold.
That's fair. Thank you so much, big sister. And I'll take the money and I'll run over and here you go, Miss Pruma. I did it. I got the rest of the money.
Ataran looks rather anxious, but doesn't say anything.
Pruma looks at you and she just sort of laughs and says, I'll tell you something, kid. Maybe you do belong in show business. I just saw that. That was impressive. Here. And she hands you back the 3 gold. She goes, I wasn't really going to take your gold. I just wanted to see how you'd handle yourself. Very impressive. Very impressive. And she just hands back the 3 gold you gave her, so you don't have to. It's like, I'll tell you what I know. It's not a lot, but it might be interesting. She says that her and her gang a couple days ago saw this strange little halfling was sneaking around town after dark and was I don't know, she had like a sickle on her and some like weird rat head on her head.
We met her. She tried to kill us.
Oh, what happened?
Well, she came to the circus after a whole bunch of other crazy stuff happened. Like these weird flying creatures came out of the creek and they were attacking us, and there was a weird chicken that almost turned Darius to stone, and then she comes out and she's screaming about how the age of man is over and how we poison the land, and then she tried to kill us.
Huh. Interesting. Well,
And now she is dead.
she's like, well, good. She seemed to be like she was up to no good. When we saw her around, we thought, oh, it might be some competition, so we followed her. And we tracked her outside to the Lindo barn outside of town. And we saw her go in to the barn. And we tried to follow, but we couldn't because there was some, like, large plants guarding the barn that started to attack us. So we quickly hightailed it out of there. But that's all I know. Maybe she has something to do with the sheriff's disappearance. Sounds like she causes trouble over there. I would think if you didn't find the sheriff by now, maybe those plants ate him. Who knows?
Gosh, I hope not. And we were already going to head over there. We heard that. Wait, is this the insect problem or is this the hogs?
Neither.
Neither.
Well,
This is a brand new problem.
No, this is the Lindell barn. The Lindell.
Yeah, the Lindell barn.
Yeah.
The Lindell brothers. The Lindell brothers.
Oh, I have that written down as that's where the demons might have come from. Oh,
Right,
yeah, we
yep.
had a lead about the Lindell barn. We were already going to head there. Gosh, well, thank you so much. I guess we'll have to go there next.
Hold on a second. And she just like calls out some quick names, and some of the ruffians come in and say,
Doofus, Scroofus, Moofus, and Doofus too.
wow. Sure, they come in.
Dodgeball.
And she's like, hey, tell this young lady what you saw. And they start telling, it's like, yeah, we they're like all like kind of talking under their breath. Well, we followed that weird woman with the rat on their head who knew. And yeah, we went to the barn, the Lindell brother barn outside town, and there was these like plants trying to eat us. But didn't you see something? Oh, yeah. I spotted these like fire creatures in the barn. It was weird, like flying fire creatures and plants. And she was like talking to them. It was strange. I don't know. But so we just steered clear of that because we wanted nothing to do with that. So that's it. That's all we saw.
Wow, gosh, thanks for telling us.
Yeah. And they just sort of like scuffle off back to
hey,
back to the porch.
Sorry about my big brother hitting you and all.
Yeah.
Don't be sorry. It was fun for everybody.
We were just fooling. We weren't really going to hurt any of you.
Correct. You were not.
Yeah, it was a nice fun brawl.
Fun brawl. One of the fun ones. You got bacon afterward. That's a fun brawl.
Miss
True.
Pruma, does Violet like bacon?
Violet's a goat. Violet likes anything.
Would it be all right if I gave Violet some bacon?
Sure, she seems to be chewing on your dress right now.
Oh, God, Violet, please stop. Let me go get you something better, sweetie. And then I'll run back to the table. Darius, I need this. And I'm going to grab a piece of bacon, and then I'm going to head back and give it to Violet.
Violet wolfs it down. Pruma goes on to explain a little bit more about she's this leader of this quote gang, but really, after talking to her for a while, you realize it's really just people bored with nothing to do. They're just hanging out here. And in fact, the people that are in the bar don't seem to even mind. So, they're just troublemakers, kids. Kids nowadays.
That's what I thought.
But you think, nah, these troublemakers, they wouldn't really do anything with the sheriff, and obviously the story checks out to what you know so far, and she couldn't have just made that up on the spot.
Well, did you guys get all that?
Yes, I
Yes.
was listening intently.
Oh, I got all of it, but I probably shouldn't have ordered quite so much. Oh, you mean your story? Yeah.
Are you going to finish that, O'Hara?
I don't think so.
All right. I clean these bowls and these plates.
Okay, so Brawls and Bacon, you have a bill
That's
of
the name of the episode.
There you go, I know. You got 2 silver altogether, probably with tip, worth of food.
Excellent. With tip. I tip nice. We do a nice tip.
There you go. Pruna goes on to say, don't worry about my boys. They won't give you any trouble anymore after this. And let me know what happens in that barn. It was way above our pay grade, and it seems like you know how to handle yourselves.
Will do.
Thank you so much, Miss Pruma. We'll see you around town, and we'll see you again, Violet. I'll give Violet a little pet on the head. All right, guys, let's go.
As we start to head out and get a little bit of ways, Ataran looks and speaks up from behind. That was odd. She was nice, despite her violent group. Why?
Well, I find that sometimes you just have to give people a chance to be nice.
But she even said she was looking for a challenge from the fight, but then is far more helpful than wanting more challenge or a fight herself. Is that common?
Keep in mind, Atron, that looks aren't always what they appear to be.
Yes, there's always tricks, but the gruffness was not. She was harder than her intentions, maybe?
Alhara's pretty gruff basically all the time, but it's just a big show. She's the biggest sweetheart I ever met.
I suppose that is true. And Darius is strong, but not as violent initially. People here are strange, but nicer.
That's why you'll fit in just well.
No, I do not fit in anywhere, but that is nice of you to say.
Well, you fit in with me.
Thank you, App.
This is going to be such an easy adventure. Whenever I need Hap to get along with everyone, I just throw in an animal.
Yeah.
And there's
Yep.
a lot of animals in this adventure. There's a lot of
Atron
animals.
was like, "Oh, it's a druid! It's a druid! We gotta fight it."
There's a ton. You could have fought her. She would have put up way more of a fight than those people out there. She was much stronger than the other
Well,
ones.
she didn't have the cloak without the hood, and she didn't have the clasp. Atron let it go.
No.
When
And
I
there's
first
not-
made this character,
And there's not, you don't have to fight to get what you need. You would have found out it was, you can do political, whatever, social, anything you want. There's lots of ways to skin a cat.
when I first made this character,
kitty.
you, Steven, were giving me so much trouble about me having too many concepts going on. Why is your character an animal person if you're not a druid? And see, it works. It's okay to just love animals.
I don't remember any of that.
Of course you don't. That would be inconvenient.
It wasn't giving you trouble.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
You're giving her some trouble.
Fake news. I don't remember any of that. I just wanted someone to play druid. I love druids.
I mean, I almost played a druid.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Druids are amazing. They're so good. They can do anything.
I do like druids.
Pocket paladin, summoning, wild shape, primal spells, they're OP. They're so freaking good.
They're really good.
They're really good. Really, really good. That's my society characters.
Mine's a storm druid.
So good. Mine's wild shape. Love wild shape.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat 3-Ring Adventure, a Pathfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember that those ghouls don't want to steal your soul. They just want a hug.